Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Today I'm going to do part 2 of the little froggy here, and we're working in the book here that I just got, and we are working with Kalour, whatever you want to call the pencils. Kalour pencils, and I have rubber banded these together because these are the ones I'm using on the frog. So we're going to put those on the desk. We're going to finish up the little grass bits, the rock bits, the water, and a little bit of the background back here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera down and angle it and take off the autofocus so the pencils won't do havoc to the picture. So we'll see you in just a bit. Here we go. So we have all this grass coming out. We're going to start off with a light color, a light-ish color. How about the dark yellowish green? And we're just going to lay some color on top of the other color that we already put down, which was... oh boy. I'd hardly have to watch the other video, but I'm pretty sure it's this one, which is ginger yellow. Yeah, ginger yellow we used on that as a base. Then we're going to add in some of this green. Now this is kind of like the reeds coming out, I guess. I want to make sure that... just hold on a second. I have to move a keyboard. Okay. I have my iPad over there and it has a keyboard on it, and it's just kind of a little too much room there. So we're just going to add some of this. We're using a light touch with the pencil. I'm not putting very much pressure on this at all. Just kind of going over it until I get a darker color there. Try not to sharpen it and maybe bring that as a crink in the leaf. But we're going to be layering here, so I'm just lightly going over it and putting some green in here. Just because it doesn't need to be, you know, dead looking grass. Kind of want to have some green in it. It's going to get dark. He's kind of in the murky, swampy area, so we're gonna kind of bring up some green and maybe a hazy yellow up in the top too. Be a little blue in the water, but it'll be a murky blue. Keep him in his natural habitat here. Okay, then we're going to add some of this green into all of this back here. It's going to be our lightest color back in the background. You got some cattails back there. So I'm just kind of using the side of the pencil to get a nice shading in there. Okay. Now we're going to bring in a darker color. I might have to sharpen this one. It's not going to really be darker, but it's going to add... this is an olive yellow. Going to add a brightness to our green here. We'll throw some in here too. We don't want this looking too much like the frog because we're using the same greens. Okay, now we're going to get it darker. So I'm going to get a darker color. It looks darker. It's called light olive. What did we just use? Light olive yellowish. So this will have a little more green in it. Just kind of picking and choosing where to put this and not on every one. I don't want every blade of grass or what do you call these little blades of greenery looking all identical. So just where you think you want some darkness, add it in there. Okay, now we're going to pull in. What we got here that looks even darker than that. None of these are sharpened. This one is just olive. Want it nice and dark at the bottom. This one is the one behind everybody, so it should also be nice and dark. Okay, next color we're going to bring in is actually going to be a brown, if I can find it. Dark brownish gray. A nice tip on that. This is a new color. We did not use this on the frog, but we're going to add it in the dark areas here. And then we're going to take it in the back here and run it on the bottom And lightly bring it up. And way back in here. Bring up some tall ones here. Okay, now there's a rocky guy here. We're going to leave these for a little bit because I'm going to be doing the background and I want to make sure I can get it done and then add more green into those little guys. The rock is going to have to be coated in light color. So we're bringing in the yellowish green. And I'm going to use the side. When I say the side of the lid, I'm using this part, not the tip. Okay, and we're just going to go around and lightly put that on the mossy parts of the rock. I do this twofold, is to get the color on there kind of a uniform color without putting any streaks on there. If I was to do this with the pencil lead, I could risk the getting a sharp pencil line in there. And it's just like a base. So we have some green, we'll probably have some of that skittering down the rock a little bit, but we also have gray in here because it is a rock. Okay, we're going to put just a little hazing back here. We have some lily pads. Kind of reminded me of the Disney page I have to get back to. But I take a break and do a green page instead of a blue one. They're there, but you can't see them, really. It's kind of a thing they do in these books. Okay, we're going to bring in some Umber gray. And this down here is a kind of a darker color. It's a gray color. We want a rock. So I'm going to just bring in some of that. We're going to darken it under him. Something like that. This is a rock down here. The bottom of this rock over here. And then up we go into this area. Down across here. Let's make sure every bit of the rock gets a little bit of color. And there's probably a rock in here somewhere. Okay, then we need a gray. We have Smoky gray. These are the colors I used in the crown. send that right up into that green. Pull some up in here. Okay, and then we have another one in here, another gray. Somewhere. Gray, gray. I had 2 grays. I know I didn't put them away. And I just ran everybody up into a little bunch. Here we go. Lead gray. Well, it's going to be a bit darker. So, shadow underneath all the toes. Even if there's a leaf there, we didn't use it as a shadow. The green will show through a little bit. And of course around his tummy and his arm here. This hand up here. It's not really connected here, but I'm going to darken it there anyway. Pretend it is. This finger wouldn't be up in the air. Okay, back down here for the rocks. We can go for that blade of grass and bring that shadow up. We have these lines here, and I'm going to use those as like cracks in the rock. Okay. This one, do the same thing. I'm going to go in here and mark out some of those leaves, kind of go under them and bring them out a little bit. Leave the green. I'll on the top. And it just kind of gives it a raised look. So I'll do this one, I'll do the other ones off camera. Then in the center here, we're going to bring one of those lines kind of up in there to give it more of a bushy look. Okay, going to bring in one of these olive greens, the yellow olive green, and do the same thing. Just go underneath and pull that color up, make single leaves. Add some shadow in there. Not on all of them, just here and there. And you can run some up on the rock. We'll get one other olive. Just the plain olive. Add in a little darker color. It's got a little bit of a scratch to it. I just take the pencil off to the side and rub it on a piece of paper, and that little scratchy piece will come out. Okay, then we'll add in a nice green again, bright green. This one's the yellowish green. Then we'll bring in our gray again. What was that one? The dark brownish gray. And we're just going to deepen it up over here. Get that a nice darker color just on the one side of it. And bring it up the rock. Now then some leaves here. Watch his toe so you don't mess with his toe. Might have to lighten up his toe a little bit. This is a bunch of greenery down here too. Make some more leaves. Gonna darken it though. Okay, then add a little bit of another green color. What do we got? Medium green. And then a little greenish gray. Okay, we're going to add a little of this on this side too. But all of it's going to end up looking like this little guy. We're also going to bring in a little black. Where's the black? Plain old black. We're going to really darken it up under his tummy. Okay, and then go back in with the gray. Blend that out a little bit more. I think we're just going to darken it back here. And then the lighter gray. Okay, so like this, we might add just a little more. It's our first color we used, the yellowish green. Some of that in the rock too. And then we'll throw in some of the ginger. That we had in these. Little in the rocks. Then if you want to add a little more texture into the leaves here, we'll bring in our eraser and erase some of those lines out a bit. So go to like the little tip and bring it upward. Not on everybody, but just a few. It'll help distinguish out a little bit of the petals. And then just go in and shade those up a tiny bit. To do that, I'm just using the light olive. It's not really a gray or anything. Just a color that was in there. And that just gives us a little more highlight on them, a little more texture. They're like little tiny petals, so you kind of want some texture. That's about it. I said I was going to do these off camera. Just go where they have a little side piece and pull it up and make it look more like a little leaf in there. Again, it's not like you're drawing little tiny leaves. You're just making it look like you are. If that makes any sense. Okay, light green in there. Darker green. This is the greenish gray. Olive green, yellow, the olive green, olive, where's that one? Light olive, did we use the light olive? I think we did. Pressed a little too hard on the side of that pencil. It's okay. We can always sharpen it again. What do we got here? Where is just the olive green? There we go. Couldn't find it. Garbage truck is here. Just kind of pulling some of that dark color up. Okay, add a brighter color. This one is the yellowish green. Okay, and again, we're just going to go back in there with an eraser. One that is down and not squished in there. And back erase some of these. lighten them up and then go over them with we're going to use a light gray on this one. Kind of blend it into the rock. I'm going to also use my finger here. Get that to blend. Squeaky, squeaky. And then we're going to bring in a reddish brown. To add some of that color down here. Brown tips on our moss and our rocks. Again, all I'm doing is bringing some of those colors down from the frog and adding them in here. A little on this side. There we go. We're going to pull some of that in to the tips of these. Not all of them, just a few. We have some cattails over here too. In the background there. There we go. Now we have to put some blue in for the water. It doesn't really matter what color blue. Well, I'm just going to grab a blue we have here. Denim blue. I'm going to throw it in the water back here. Murky blue. I'm going to add a gray on top of that. And probably a green. A little darker on the sides. There. Okay, let's see. Green. It would look good on that. We'll go with the olive yellow. Put some on those lily pads too. And turn the book. Go this way. kind of going in this direction so I can get the green in the water and on those blades of grass. Get it to blend a little better. Okay, I'm going to add in whatever you are, the greenish gray. I'm going to have to turn the book again, sorry. Darken it back here. I want to get nice and dark down here and around the side here. Okay, then we're going to throw in another bluish color. How about some turquoise? Oh, no, metallic teal. It looked like a pretty color. Just add a little more blue up here. Okay, I need a darker green, emerald green. We're going to do the lily pads in. It's not like you can see a whole bunch of detail on these things. Not even sure where they are. And we'll throw a little of this color into our moss too, just for fun. Okay, rub that in. I like that. I'm going to throw a little green in there too, just on top. sure our grass is seen. Throw this color in there too. The color I'm using is the dark yellowish green. Okay, and then the deep blue again, wherever that went. The denim blue. Okay. Now we have to get the murkiness in the back. No, I'm not going to get that eraser working. I'm going to get a new one out. I have a little mark there I want to get rid of. Okay, now I'm throwing pencils on the floor. We kind of want to have a little green going up because it will raise up and then have kind of a gold color in the back. And since I am playing around in the book, I thought maybe we will just get out some distress ink and see what it does in this book. I want to get some scattered straw out. It's a nice gold color, if I can find it. Yep. Drawer is not cooperating with me. Brush quarter. Where is my scattered straw? Yeah, thought it would be easy. Just pick it up. Doesn't seem to be in the right drawer. There we go. Scattered straw. So we're going to throw some of that in there. I just need a pad to do it with. Should just turn the camera off. We'll just use this green one. Okay. Scattered straw. Distress ink. Pad. I'm going to use this little corner up here and just rub it on that little corner. I'm not putting it on the whole pad, just that corner. Then I'm going to take it and draw it up the line, but I'm going to start down here and then just pull it up. Very light touch. So light I'm barely touching the paper. Keeping it at an angle and going down with that color. Go on really light. You can always add more ink. You can't take it away. Just all the way to this side. Okay. Throw some of that down in here in the water. Oh heck, put it on the rocks. That's a glow. Darken a little bit around him. So we're going to get out peeled paint if I can find it. Gonna have to do some organization in my drawer. You're not peeled paint, twisted citron, but you're green. Wrong color green, like neon green. There we go. Peeled paint. I don't know why they made peeled paint a green color, but they did. And it's a gorgeous green. It's kind of like a mossy green. That's what's on this other side. And we're going to add a little of that coming up from the water here. Going to come up on the side. But we're going for murky. Same on the other side. Around the frog. Go down and put some of that on the rocks too. Okay. Even put some in the frog if you want. Leaving that yellower. Kind of a glow color. And yeah, I think that's good for the ink. We can see if it will lift a little bit, just because it's new paper. I always like to test it. The sprayer is not doing what it should do, but it's okay. Yeah, it lifts up a little bit, so see how that ends up when it dries. We're going to take a little bit of an olive-ish color. Find one. Here we go. Olive. And we're going to darken this. Should probably find a place that's dry. I'm going to pull some of these lines up. Said you're really going to wait for it to dry, because you'll rip the paper. Gonna darken it in here. I gotta wait for that to dry though. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're gonna bring in, I think we're dry enough, the olive color. I'm just gonna go around and darken up some areas here. blend it out. Really lightly. Turn it back a little bit. Then we're going to bring in our greenish gray. Then we'll bring in kind of a gathered straw color, and I'm not really knowing which one to use. We'll use the gingered yellow. You don't like the shape of your little blobs? Change them. You can. some of your own. Okay, and we have to figure out the outside circle here too. Add a little of that color down in here. A little bit more, brighten those up a little bit. How about the dark brown? Where's that pretty reddish brown? So we'll just take that up the side of the circle. So there, take it down on this side. This one up a little higher. Okay, see what Olive does with that. There, and let's turn this a bit so I can get over here. And we'll bring in the dark yellowish green. Down here. And then we'll bring in just using it, the ginger. There we go. Just keep adding everything into the rocks. Sure, our rocks look good. Just get a little erased out here. hair. That was interesting. Here we go. So we are done with the little froggy. What I'll do is take a picture at the end of the video. And over here to brighten that up a little bit. Okay, now he's done. I'll take a picture at the end of the video and stick it in there for you. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Okay. Oh, one more thing. That's bugging me. Tell me if it's bugging me. It looks like it's dripping into his lip here, so we're going to darken that up real quick. A little dark. Dark black. There we go. Alright, there we go. Like I said, I'll leave a picture at the end of the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye now.